name is Tracy Cook. Welcome to the podcast series, Victim to Victory. This series gives a voice to those that have overcome obstacles in all forms, that dare greatly to share their real stories. Amazing humans that have seen hope and risen above those adversities to become victorious, but now support and inspire others to do the same. And today we are giving a voice to Kusha Kalra from India, and we would like to welcome you to Victim to Victory podcast series.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I'm so glad and so excited to be here. And thank you so much once again for this opportunity as well.
You are more than welcome. Now, before we get into Kusha's story, I just want to share a little bit about how amazing this woman is. She is a powerhouse. She's inspiring. She is motivating, and she is a change maker. And that's what we like here at Victim to Victory. We like thought leaders and people who are inspiring others and people who are taking the lead to be a better person in the world. Now, Kusha has 15 years of experience in training, design, and delivery. And she's worked in 10 different industries and impacted close to 2,000 people across multiple corporate giants. Now, her client list, okay, this is what she does, and we're going to get into her story, but her client list includes multinational corporate giants like Honda, GMR Group, Global Logic, and many others. Now, she's been featured in Shiro's and a lot of other TV media formats, and Reach for Greatness TV, and in print media for one of the country's best newspaper, the Tribune. Now, she provides a lot of services, and we will share how to connect with Kusha. And her ultimate passion, though, this is what she does. And you're going to hear her story of why she actually does this and what led her through her personal journey. Her ultimate passion lies in creating a brand called You, which can help you take your business to the next level with class and confidence. Kusha, who are you and where does your story start?
Thank you so much, Tracy, for this lovely, lovely introduction. And I'm totally overjoyed to, be a part of this conversation today. It's also my honor to be here today and, to be sharing my story, on this podcast, because I truly believe, Tracy, that each one of us has a story within us. And all we really need is a platform and that voice, to share it with the world and for everybody else to listen to and hear about it. So that's one of the reasons why I love to be, part of different podcasts. And I feel that that's one of the ways that I'm creating that, tiny impact, which I can through my story. And I'm able to let people know, especially women, because I stand for, and I truly believe that, women can empower other women. And if we all collectively are, working together, we can make big kind of massive kind of changes, globally. And and I feel this is just because it's part of my own life story, my own life journey. Because when I've I've lived in a pure traditional environment, I've had some amazing journey of my own life, but I've also had major obstacles coming up. And that's when I feel that I took some major decisions of my life and did some changes which led me to where I am right now. So, for all the people who are listening to me, this is Kusha, which Tracy has already told you. Yes, I'm based in India, and I am basically a single mom who is also a best selling author. And currently, I work full time online as a brand expert and confidence coach. Sorry about that. So my journey is a roller coaster ride. I want to say that because entrepreneurship does not come easy. And not just entrepreneurship, I feel every other woman who faces challenges, different kinds of challenges, you do go through ups and downs in your life. So what happened in my life is something which I love to talk about and let others know, because I had like, I thought that I'm going to have like a dream life where I will get married, get settled, and I will live happily ever after. But that's not something really that happened. And I had to move out of my marriage because of domestic violence. And I feel that that wasn't something which I was raised with. I did not have those kind of values from my parents. And and I did not want that my 4-month-old son would be raised in such kind of a toxic environment. So that led me to my biggest decision of walking out of my marriage. However, I'm blessed that I had my parents who were ready to support me. And as far as my career goes, I was still working at that time. I was in corporate, I was taking care of some amazing projects. I was at a very beautiful, it was like a dream job of mine, which I was working in. And, so financially, I feel that I was quite stable. I was very much, uh, you know, having like a nice, consistent, stable, respectful job or a position. And I think that somehow helped me. But 5 years down the line, when my son was like 5, of course, and he started joining, he started school, that's the time I took another big decision of my life. And that was really to leave that highly amazing dream job of mine. And the only reason I wanted to do it because I felt that now is the time when I wanted to be with my son and, give him some values. He would need me when he comes back from school. He would need a friend. He would need somebody to come back and talk to. So as much as I know that my parents were there to take care of him, from a safety and a security point of view, but I do know that he would need somebody else, to be there for him. So that was my second big decision of moving out of my 6-figure job. And after that, I really didn't know what I wanted to do and how did I want to start. And as much as my parents were, have been supportive of everything, this one big decision did create a lot of concern for them because I was financially, moving out of that stable income. But then the big reason or the big why, which I feel till date has been my inspiration, was my son, because I wanted to make sure that I could be there with him and still continue to enjoy, working and doing things that I love to do. And that's when I decided, that I'm going to move out and start doing something related to training, because that's what I love to do. And I love to talk to people. I love to solve problems for people. So I started with that, and I did it with, with collaboration with one of my ex-bosses. But somehow I think that combination couldn't work for long because I still feel that it wasn't a partnership. It was more like a boss and a subordinate. So maybe the universe was giving me a sign that, Kusha, I think, you should move out and start something on your own. And that's when I moved into the online space. This is about 2017. When I moved into the online space, I started, my struggle or my journey. And as much as I can proudly say that I'm a confidence coach, at that time, I think my confidence was nowhere to be seen. I mean, as a trainer, I was used to, um, talking to an audience of about 75 to 100 people with complete energy, complete enthusiasm. But now, when I started online, it was all about looking in front of my laptop at the dot of the camera and trying to talk something all by myself, and maybe recording a course or trying to go live. And I was crazily scared. I was nervous. I was lost. I was disappointed with myself. And I felt, what have I chosen for myself? And what is this that's really happening? And slowly and gradually, I understood that, this is just like a fear within me. This is just more about me trying to, uncover some more layers about my own self and, trying to get out of that comfort zone, because up until now I was used to having large audiences in front of me and having two-way interaction. But now it was just about me doing it with an imaginary audience. So I have to imagine that there's somebody sitting on the other side watching me, listening to me. And slowly and gradually, I mean, I wouldn't say it happened overnight, but slowly and gradually I was able to understand how I could be more comfortable in front of the camera. How it was so important for that audience who is trusting me or who wants to know about me. Because if they want to know about me, that means there is something which they like or which has made them connect with me, my journey, or my story. So slowly and gradually I was able to get that comfort. And since then till now, I feel that I've had a lot of ups and downs. I've created more space within my own self for learning new things, for not only just learning new things, but also understanding that businesses do not run like with overnight successes always. You need to put in that hard work, you need to put in that discipline. But all this to say that if you know your big why, if you know that you have a purpose, you have that goal, which is to get that flexibility, to get that freedom, to be able to work when and wherever you feel like, and to maybe just shut it down when you don't feel like, because that's
Mhm.
how it works, right? I mean, right now I am actually in not even in my office space right now, and still I'm able to be a part of this podcast. So I feel blessed, because when I look back, I know that all this hard work, all this roller coaster ride, has paid benefit to me. um, I started maybe at like small $50 projects. And from there on, I started packaging my projects. I started giving done for you services. Right now, it's more about giving, complete brand packages and, complete one on one coaching sessions for 3 months and 6 months. All this to, now it's that stage where I am ready to scale up and I am ready to help other entrepreneurs, other coaches, who are at that stage where they want to create a legacy out of their brand. So my journey has actually been just the way the name of this podcast is, from a victim to a victor in its truest sense, because I know that there was so much of mental, emotional, uh, you know, uh, thoughts which I had to really fight from and come out of it and still continue to work confidently, because that's how I've been raised. I mean, I say this to everyone. I think my blood group is B positive, and I feel I'm forever optimistic and positive about life, about everything. And that's one quality I think my clients have also been able to benefit with, because every time I get on a call with people, I'm able to allow them to go back with amazing ideas. So, brainstorming solutions, brainstorming ideas, letting them know, that they have those amazing and unique gifts in them. And when you know what gifts you have, it becomes so much more easier for you, to express yourself. Because a lot of times women don't even know what unique skills they have, what amazing gifts they have. They keep doubting themselves, they keep struggling in their own head and keep fighting within themselves that, oh, can I even really do this? Who's going to even listen to my story? Do I even have a story? And I'm like, no, you do have one. And it's not possible, because you are so unique and there's no other person like you. So the people who really need you, they will resonate, they will connect, and they would definitely want to um, work with you or talk about you. So that's exactly how I feel my journey has been. And all this to say that when you start small, but just make sure you keep taking that next baby step. If you continue to take those next baby step, even if you get stuck up, even if you go back 2 steps, make sure you're ready to take the next step. And slowly and gradually, you will reach your goal. You will be able to achieve anything and everything that you are planning to achieve.
I think there's lots of wisdom there. And I think possibly as well, Kusha, and correct me if I'm wrong, you've kind of glossed over a little bit there as well. So you've been through something quite impactful, going through domestic violence and then
Yeah.
going to be a single mother. And you're very blessed to have that family support. At that moment, and I hope you don't mind sharing, at that pivotal moment, what were you thinking when you left, a DV marriage, and all of a sudden, even with your parents there, you are a single mum. Now you're working, you've got money. So that aspect is ticked off. How did that affect your confidence as well?
So Tracy, honestly speaking, at that moment, I was emotionally shattered. I was at that stage where I couldn't believe, why this was happening. So everybody questions, why me? So I also had that thought in my mind that why me? And why did it even have to happen? And, it was always like that feeling that you tend to blame yourself first, even though it's not your fault, right? But just because a marriage doesn't work out, you feel you are part of, the failure part of it. But somehow I took my own time. I literally hired coaches for my own self. I went through my own life coaching certification from ICA Australia. So I'm a certified life coach, but that whole journey, that whole transformation, it took time. It needed me to reflect on my own thought process. It required me to, like I said, give myself that space to heal from it, and to process those emotions, because it wasn't easy. I can say it now that it doesn't really affect me so much, but I know at that moment it was like a complete breakdown for me. It was something which did not make me feel comfortable even talking about at that time. And that was more about, I think that's what created that fear, because for the longest time, I did not even keep my real name on my social media handles. I used to have like like you keep some fake names. So it's not like a fake name, but just like an alternate name for your business or for your personal site also. I never kept my real name just because I felt somebody's maybe still stalking my profile. They're still trying to get back into my life, and maybe they want to know what I'm doing, or they're going to make fun of me, or they're going to sit and judge me. And all those crazy thoughts they used to keep coming. And as much as I was confident, I went back into a shell. So breaking that shell, coming back into that confidence, it did take me quite a lot of time. And especially because when I was online, I had to make sure that, I started removing people from my friend list, which I felt that they were going to, drain my energy. I literally blocked them, unfriended them. I moved out of, my old connections and my old circle. And I think I did good, because that allowed me to get back the energy that I wanted. And I thoroughly believe in energy. I feel it's the vibe, which matters. Even today, when I work with clients, it's always about the vibe. It's about that connection which you can make. So I know that if I don't get that kind of vibe around me, it's going to drain my energy. So I don't mind calling myself a sensitive person or an empath, but because I am that, because I'm aware about it, I know how I need to control and, take care of, or protect my energy. So at that time, my energy was super negative, nothing working for me. But uh, but there was just one thing really, Tracy, which was working the best, which was having my son, because that was a game changer. It still is. It always has been. I look at that little boy's face and it just lights me up. It just makes me feel like I'm the happiest thing on this earth. And it just makes me feel, like that's my passion really, that, just to make sure that I can do things, for my son, and make sure that I give him a good life and good values. So I feel that's something which has made me, keep has kept me going and has kept me, motivated and inspired me for, just listening to my heart and doing what is really, the right thing to do.
Definitely. And it's so wonderful that you did have that support system through that. You've got that financial framework to fall back on as well, but that you could see, and this all comes down to values and beliefs, right? And earlier on, you said cultural as well, so. Especially coming from cultural or traditional families, having that belief system, having those values in place. Do you think that was ultra pivotal for you to fall back on that, maybe when you doubted your confidence, or if you had a flicker of giving up, and you mentioned just breaking through as well? Do you think that the values and belief system is what actually kept you going?
It did. Absolutely, it did. So I would say my value system has been very strong because, like I said, I've grown in a close-knitted family. In India, we are all about traditional joint families. Even today, I live with my parents, with my brother and his wife. So we're all one big family, and we all want to make sure that we are there for each other, mentally, emotionally, and just continue with that bond forever. And I've been raised like that, so I feel that that had helped me. That had supported me a lot, and that gave that environment which I wanted for my son, honestly, because that's what you want, right? When you have a kid, you want to give them safety, security, you want to nurture them, you want to make sure that they grow in a nice, happy environment, not something where every other day there are fights happening, or there's some kind of toxic environment which is there. And that's exactly what made me realize that, oh my God, this is not what I want to give him. And so if I'm able to get it here, I'd rather bring him back here, back into my home, because I've been, brought up with love and warmth and care. And I don't see that happening here in my current marriage. So if that's not happening, I need to cut that, part of my life and make sure that he does not have to go through it. So yes, I want to completely say that it's totally on those values and those traditions and that culture which which allowed me also to take that decision. As much as we say that divorces are taboo here in India and maybe even in so many other parts of the world, but still I had a family who was ready to support me with that decision. I had my parents who were ready to take me back and, continue loving me and caring for me and for my son. So I think I'm truly blessed till date, just
Definitely,
because,
truly blessed.
I have them with me forever.
That's wonderful. And I love how you've broken through the barriers of confidence, and how you're actually going on to teach people the tools and resources and skills and thinking patterns of breaking through to find their own confidence as well. If you were to leave the audience with a message, what would that be today?
Well, I would definitely say one thing, and that one thing is it's basically a quote from my own book, which I'm an author of. And the name of the book is Rise in Pursuit of Empowerment. It's basically a combination of 25 authors together who have, combined and brought in their stories about their journey. And the one quote which I would love to share with all our listeners is, where there is a will, there is a way. All you really have to do is follow your instincts. That's it. So
I
I
love it.
know what I wanted, and I made sure that just because my instincts and my intuition says that this is the correct thing for me, I found out the way, I found out the path, and I made sure that I chose that direction. And that's exactly what led me to where I am today.
That is so powerful. Kusha, thank you so much for sharing. And thank you being so brave for sharing your story as well. And we'll be sharing where to connect with you. You are so appreciated. And you can find the Victim to Victory podcast series on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and our Facebook group. So please subscribe, share, and comment to help be the change that the world needs more than ever. And let me leave you with a message of step into your story, figure out who you are, and do it on purpose. Thank you, Kusha.
Thank you, Tracy.